What's up, NASCAR racing fans? This is Ryan NASCAR Authentic Reviews, and I'm back with another video. So today we'll be going over another 124 scale diecast car, and today's will be William Byron's number 24 2018 diecast. Now, this is my first 2018 diecast with, of course, the new molding and stuff like that. Lionel Racing decided to change it up a little bit for 2018, so of course we'll go over some of that stuff, some of the other changes and stuff like that. We'll do a little bit of comparison in there as well. So first off, we'll take a look at the box. Of course, see William Byron 24 up here on front. See a nice little picture of William Byron there, and the front of it, William Byron there, and Lionel Racing, and standard diecast with the, of course, printed picture on the front. Of course, Chevrolet Camaro, very, very nice. I'm quite curious to take a look at that new Chevrolet ZL1. Very, very awesome looking diecast. 2018 here on the side, of course, Action Racing Collectibles as well with the hologram there as well. We'll take a look back here. Of course, this is something you haven't seen for a good while. If you've been collecting diecast for at least a little while, you'd know what this would used to be. We used to get them with the, I guess, 2008 diecast, the ones where the, you know, the COTs and stuff like that. When they changed it to the COT, they had this box or this little identification here to kind of give a description of what you got now. Of course, they changed it up when they went to the new mold and stuff like that. We'll take a look at this right here, 124 scale stock car. Officially licensed diecast, replicates what runs on track, full metal diecast body and plastic chassis, exclusive diecast identification number, DIN that is, to authenticate collectability. Engine manufacturer specific engine detail, accurate header contour, hood opens, sculptured hood pins, accurate flint splitter design, and on the roof, opening roof flaps, roof camera, as well as diecast body manufacturer specific body contour, high quality paint, and hand-applied decal graphics. Interior fabric window net, electronic dash detail, interior hoses painted black, DIN number printed on rear window deck, chassis molded plastic chassis. Of course, that's something new that we've gotten. We'll take a look at that in a little while. Painted chassis details, which really there isn't much detail on the bottom side of it. It's pretty much just the exhaust and the drivetrain transmission. Really not much. Posable wheels. So yeah, pretty much it. Of course, you see right here the tag, the label here, William Byron 24 Axalta 2018 Camaro. One of 2,124 standard finish, of course. So we'll set that to the side. And one thing I do want to address, I got this diecast from a very good friend of mine. He is a diecast dealer on Instagram if you want to check him out. He sells both on eBay and on his personal website. His name is CSO Diecast. It's CSO_diecast. Very good friend. His name is Adam. So go ahead and check out his website. I'll put a link in the description below. And I do want to mention that also you can get a discount if you become a member on his website. So go ahead and become a member there and get a pretty reasonable discount. I think he has pretty good deals. It's much better than, say, Lionel. A lot of people, I used to order through Lionel. And through Lionel, when you order through Lionel, boy, you do not get the best deals, I tell you. Because I went through Lionel. I bought this car, actually, it was. It was the full price when it was $69.99. And I still had to pay shipping. So that was a bit of a bummer. So fortunately, through CSO Diecast, not only do you get it for that price of $54.99, but you also get a small discount as well if you become a member, and you also get free shipping. So that is a lot better than going through Lionel and a lot of other diecast dealers. So thank you, CSO Diecast, for hooking me up with this diecast. And yeah, we'll go ahead and take a look at it, will we? So first off, you see here, there you go, the brand new Camaro, bright blue. How fantastic does that look? I mean, I tell you, this just brings back so many vibes of the old Jeff Gordon number 24. I actually saw this car run, not this car, but the Jeff Gordon car, I saw it run at Martinsville in 2015 for the first Martinsville race. Man, that car just looks so good in that black and the flames on the side. It's really, really good to see flames back on the 24 car. So I do like the way they changed it up just a little bit, added this blue metallic sparkle to it. Very, very nice. I'm glad they got that right. As some of y'all know, the Chase Elliott number 9 car that they put out, the blue in that car was just a little bit off. For whatever reason, Lionel Racing decided to have kind of a more matte kind of blue and then more sparkles in it, some sparkle flake or what all. It looks really odd. Fortunately, they are changing that and making it correct for his dual win, which I am also getting. So hopefully they change that paint scheme just a little bit to make it more accurate. I have seen some previews of that prototype online, and it does seem like they did get it correct on that diecast. So very, very nice. But yeah, back to Jeff Gordon driving the number 24. Like I said, back at Martinsville where he almost got, I felt like he could have gotten the win. He had the best car. He was leading right there towards the end of the laps at Martinsville and stuff like that. Got that pit road penalty, got sent to the back. And I think he made it back up to about 9th or something like that. By the end of the race, powered back through the field. So this car really brings back a lot of good vibes. Hopefully this car can get William Byron a win, hopefully. I mean, Chevrolets have not been that strong. It's pretty much been, I would say, probably Chase Elliott for Hendrick Motorsports, really been carrying the field. I know he's behind a couple other drivers. I think he's behind Jimmy Johnson in the chase, actually, in points when it comes to that in Hendrick Motorsports. But Jimmy Johnson has been pretty consistent, hadn't really had that many wrecks. Chase Elliott's been running up towards the front, top 10, usually throughout the race, top 10, top 15, but he has had a couple big incidents along the way, so that's really brought him back a little bit. William Byron, I do not believe he's in the chase currently. Alex Bowman, I think, is on the cutoff line. So, yeah, Hendrick Motorsports just kind of working their stuff. I really hope they can get it up there. Jimmy Johnson especially, I really would like to see Jimmy Johnson get another win, one final win. We don't know when he will retire. Hopefully he'll stay in the sport for a little while longer, but who knows, especially with Lowe's leaving at the end of this year. Hopefully he can get a sponsorship. I know he has some sponsors lined up, but, yeah, who knows? Who knows what lies ahead for Hendrick Motorsports? Of course, having two new drivers this year, being William Byron and Alex Bowman. William Byron being a rookie, and Alex Bowman actually being a driver that drove the 23 car. And what was the other car that he drove? He drove the 23 Dr. Pepper car, I believe, in 2014, and then drove another one part-time, I think it was, and then he went to Hendrick Motorsports full-time. So, yeah, we'll go ahead and take a look at this diecast right here after my little ramble on, but, yeah, very, very nice-looking diecast. Overall, this mold is pretty fantastic. So, one thing I will mention is that it is quite light. And the reason for that being is, of course, the plastic chassis you see here on the bottom. Overall, not too big of a deal to me personally, because I do display it in a shelf, acrylic diecast shelf. So really, in a way, it kind of helps me out, because when you have 21 cars in that shelf, and they're all mounted to the wall on the sheetrock, it really adds a lot of weight and puts a lot of stress on that wall. So it is kind of nice to have these diecasts just a little bit lighter, a little bit less risk of it falling off, or, you know, the shelf collapsing or some kind of tragic thing like that happening. So really, to be honest, I don't mind the plastic chassis too terribly much, you know, especially if it is just sitting there. Most of the things I really go for is the exterior stuff, such as, you know, the paint and the window net and, you know, stuff like that. As long as those stuff still, you know, look relatively decent, I'm not too big about it. Now, one thing I will kind of point out is these tires. I've mentioned it to some people. Some people, you know, have different views on it, but if you take a look at this Chase Elliott diecast here, it may be a little bit hard to see, but you can actually see that this diecast, this tire, has a little bit more round edge, it almost seems like. I mean, it's kind of taking a little bit of a look at, but it's almost like these are a little bit more square in the edges. I pointed it out to some people. But overall, as long as the outside exterior stuff still looks okay, I'm glad they fixed the window net. I'm glad they put the digital dash in there. Fortunately, I don't know if we can really get a very good view of it, because the window net carries all the way to the edge. The window net's pretty tight in there as well, which is really nice. Sometimes that window net isn't always as tight as it should be. It's a little bit flappy or whatever, so very nice that they actually got that correct. So like I said before, we'll take a look at the bottom side and see if we can do a little bit of comparison here. Try to get it both in the frame. So you see the plastic chassis there, the exhaust ports there. Just a little bit less detail, especially with the rear differential. Just really, you know, not much. There's no suspension to it at all. Unfortunately, the old diecast do have a little bit of suspension in the front and the rear. You do not get that with the 2018 diecast. But either way, I mean, it really does look good. Like I said before, for me, being a actually diecast collector and a displayer, you don't really mess around or play with these diecasts. So I'm really happy with it just being purely cosmetic on the outside. Now, for $54, I mean, you know, I think it's pretty good. I mean, I'm just glad they brought it down a little bit. I think they took away some of the stuff that, you know, could be taken away from, you know, real diecast collectors. Like I said, plastic chassis is not that big of a deal because you don't see it unless you're picking it up. And if it's going into a shelf, you're not taking it out to look under it or anything like that. So to me, it's really not that big of a deal. But yeah, I know it's going to be a long review because I'm talking about all the new changes and stuff like that. But I'll try to stay on track as best I can. We're going to look at the paint scheme for a little while until I get distracted again. See the Axalta right here on the front. Of course, the two flames going out the side right there. Of course, the nice Chevrolet ZL1, the front end right there, just looks so beautiful. So much better than the Chevrolet SS, in my opinion. I mean, the front end just looks so mean compared. It's kind of like the Toyotas. The front end on the Toyotas looks so good. not a big fan of Toyota, but you got to admit the diecast look pretty good. I still do not have a Toyota diecast. In all honesty, out of my 30-something diecasts that I have in 124 scale, none of them are any other manufacturer than Chevy. I only have Chevys, oddly enough. Hopefully I can change that before too long. I don't have any other manufacturer lined up in the pre-orders, but maybe once, I might get a Toyota, sometime soon if there's a driver that I like. And gets a win, or if I go to a race and the driver wins that's in a Toyota, I might get that diecast. But the Fords do look pretty good. They're supposed to be bringing out the Ford Mustang into their next molding, so I'm definitely looking forward to that, seeing the new Ford Mustangs into the diecast. So once again, look at the front, see if I can get the hood open. This hood is just a little bit difficult to open. I'll see if I can get it right here. There we go. Now, it does not open too terribly much. For whatever reason, so we'll try to get as much as I can in there. See Chevrolet, Liberty University, Axalta, Mountain Dew. I cannot tell what the other one is, and Wix filters. So look at the engine detail in there. Of course, nothing should have changed with the engine detail according to Lionel, so that's good. But yeah, I'll go down the right side here. Like I said, take a decent look at the tires there. Just a little bit of a idea for it. One thing I do kind of want to mention is that there have been a few issues, especially with the Xfinity Series diecast where you do have the plastic chassis, that it does seem like there's a little bit of a gap in here, right, with the fender well and the tire, where the tire is supposed to sit just a little bit higher into there, so it just has a little bit more lower ride height. I don't really want to be able to see the engine through the side of the car or anything like that, but it's just one of those things that hopefully Lionel can get figured out. It's not too terribly bad on this diecast, I would say, but on my William Byron Indy win for the Xfinity Series, it did ride up pretty high, unfortunately. But yeah, overall, this paint is just pretty phenomenal. There are a couple little things on here, like I'll point right here. The Axalta right here, there is just a little bit of a smudge, as you can see right there, unfortunately. And mainly, unfortunately, is the fact that it's on the driver's side, so that's the side that's going to get displayed. But overall, really not too big of a deal. It doesn't quite show up as well on the camera as it does in person, but either way, this is also a diecast. It does kind of hold fingerprints a little bit better for whatever reason. But yeah, of course the roof flaps are supposed to function. For whatever reason on the Camaro molds, it doesn't seem like they open up quite as well. For whatever reason, they don't come up all the way open, unfortunately, but who knows, maybe it's just this diecast. Of course, we're going to the back side after we see the Axalta on the side and the Liberty University American Ethanol sticker. The rookie stripes here on the back, rookie stripes, the ZL1 inside the left stripe. There, of course, the flames, coming into the back bumper. You see the Camaro back bumper there as well. Of course, no opening deck lid. There are the two little holes there for the hood pins or whatever, the pivots that used to be there, but unfortunately are no longer there. So it's almost kind of a teaser. It's like, that they used to be there. We used to have diecast that had an opening trunk, but they decided to tease you and still leave them there, but make it so it doesn't open. But yeah, overall, like I said, it's not too big of a deal to me because it's going to be sitting in a case, and what's in the case, the trunk's not going to be open. In a way, it's almost not too bad because there was a little bit of an issue there for a little while with the back spoiler to where it would ride just a little bit. It wouldn't quite meet up to the bottom as well. Fortunately, with this, it does meet up quite well with the back bumper. We'll go on to the right side here. Once again, pretty nice looking paint scheme. Pretty much the same side as the same thing as the left side, and William Byron up there on the top as well again. So yeah, overall, pretty nice diecast. I would suggest picking it up. William Byron hopefully can get some good runs in there, and hopefully can make the chase. I would like to see him make the chase in his first year, his rookie season. One thing before I forget, I do want to go over the DIN number. Let's see what it is. 952 out of, what was it, 2,124 that were made. So yeah, overall, pretty nice looking diecast. Like I said before, not too many changes. You know what all? Of course, the window net, like I said before, window net was changed from the short little window net here to that. Of course, the digital dash made correct for once. Yeah, one thing, like I said before, you do lose the deck lid and stuff like that. At least you still have the posable wheels and all that, but yeah. So there you go, and like I said before, check out my friend Adam on CSO Diecast on his website. I will leave a link in the description below. And yeah, so thank you guys for watching. And this is NASCAR All Things Reviews, and hopefully I can get another video up before too long. And I am signing out. All right, take care, guys.